by the title of this video, I think y'all know what I'm about to get into. At the time of this recording, it is 9:43 p.m. and I am chilling in my PJs. I am nice and comfortable. And yeah, let's just get into this. So to be frank, I do not know what to do with this channel. I don't know how to move on with my career. I am now 8 months post-grad and I feel like I've not been job searching as much as I should have been. I know after I graduated back in May 2024, I didn't really want to worry about the job search and just stressing out about that. So I took the summer off to just chill and relax, and it was great. It was amazing. But I do feel like at that time I was just being, or I should say after I took those few months off, I was being a little bit more lackadaisical and a bit lazy, if I'm just being honest with you. I cannot stress the amount of times I was probably just brain rotting away on my phone, lying on my bed, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, just trying to find content to look at. And the next thing you know, 8 hours pass and my day is gone. And I'm like, I could have drawn, I could have animated something, I could have video edited something. There was so much I could have done and I just wasted it away. I have had so many days where I feel like that. But you know, I'm getting a little sidetracked. While I can't say I've given up on just searching for a job in the job market altogether, I definitely haven't given up. I won't deny that the state of the animation industry and just the job market in general doesn't make it that appealing to want to apply, but I haven't given up. And you know, it's not like I'm not without a job right now. I've been working part-time at a gym since the summer of 2023, and is frankly one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. My coworkers are great. My boss is amazing. I genuinely, for the days, not the days, but the 1.5 years I've been there, I don't think I've ever had a bad day there. Busier days, slightly stressful days, sure, but never has it ever been a bad one. And you know, even with all of that I have to say about it, I know deep down it's not the place where I'm meant to be. I know where I need to go. I know where I want to go. I got my degree in animation. I wanted to go in the animation industry and work for a studio and work on really cool creative projects, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, what these jobs be asking for, it's like, hey, you need 5 years of experience, you need to master all these programs before we even hire you. And I'm just like, oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Yeah, I don't know if animation, 2D character animation is necessarily what I want to get into. My skills are good. They're not industry standard. And the fact that industry standard people are still having a tough time out here trying to get work, to find work, that what more does that mean for me? Like, no, it doesn't seem worth it. It really doesn't seem worth it. I remember reading about this some time ago, actually. You know, way back when, we could go back like 20 years ago. These studios would hire entry-level animators and they would train them. They would train them how to animate with their workflow. And in due time, these new employees would adapt to their workflow style. They would spend time, they would spend money, they would spend the resources to train these people up. And I just don't think that exists anymore. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I feel like they expect you to know so much more. And the grace period that they have to like train you up is so much smaller than how it probably was before. If I find the source, as I'm speaking about this, I'll just pull it up and kind of have it along as like a B-roll footage or something. I just basing it off of Reddit threads I've seen and LinkedIn posts, it just doesn't seem like they have that same amount of grace as they used to. By they, I mean studios. They aren't as willing to train up these us new employees to reach their standard. It's like they already expect you to have these years of experience and, you know, so on and so forth. It kind of comes down to ultimately just businesses trying to maximize their profits. And, you know, from a business perspective, I would understand that. You know, why should we hire an entry-level animator, train them up, and then have them work under us when we can already have skilled laborers outsourced from another area, from another country, and we could pay them for a lot less too, because the value of their currency comparison to ours is not the same. So it's just a cheaper and more effective alternative, and I'm seeing more and more studios do that now, and the layoffs that are happening is just crazy. And it's kind of depressing. So the way I see it, I could see it as a good way for businesses to reach like marginal gains. But I feel like as a long-term practice, this will not be sustainable, and it will lead to so many issues down the line. And I feel like we're already seeing the cracks of that right now. You know, I say all that to say, I don't think I want my full-time job to be animation anymore. But that does not mean I'm going to stop animating. I literally have like an animated project on this channel that I have not finished, and I need to, because it will probably be the last animation I do in Pivot Animator anyway. And I really want to get that done. It would be worth it, and I would feel very proud if I finished it. Needless to say, while I know it's not going to be that much easier for me to find a job in other markets, I'm trying to really look into the motion graphics and video editing type of market. While I know it won't be that much easier, I feel like for the amount that I would get paid for the work that I would be doing, I think it's worth it. And those jobs, in my honest opinion, do seem a lot more stable to me. Shoot, even with this video, I'm trying to utilize video editing techniques to, you know, keep y'all engrossed and interested in my rant, because I'm just rambling right now. You know, I'm just wondering, I'm like, will these skill sets land me a job in where I want to go? Will I be effective enough as an employee when I start applying myself to these other studios, to these other locations? Is something I've been reflecting on a lot more deeply, especially as I've been stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Things have been very tough on my end. You know, bills piling up, and, you know, the part-time wage is not meeting up with the increasing bills like student loans. So I can't say that I'm not a little bit stressed. I feel like the reason why I haven't gone insane is just that I've been very much just trying to rest in the presence of God and have God continue to just hold me under his wing and just keep me under his care. You know, his grace is more than sufficient enough for me, but I cannot deny the amount of anxiety that I feel with just where I'm at right now. Because ultimately, I just want a job so I can thrive, not survive. I don't want to have just a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, which is unfortunately how many Americans live. The fact that most Americans do not have $1,000 like in an emergency fund that they could just give up and use if something were to happen, like, it's insane to me. And I am unfortunately falling to that too. I just want to be in a spot where I'm not surviving, I'm thriving. If an emergency bill got slapped onto my account, I won't cry when money gets pulled from there, because I have enough left over, because I've used whatever money I've gained from my full-time job to invest, to save, to do all of these necessary things that we need to just live here. Something my church has actually been doing recently is reading through the book of Proverbs, and I think this chapter and verse from Proverbs 6 through 11, just has such a practical application. I got my Bible right here too. Such a practical application with how we should just be navigating our life. Hear this out. Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little sleep, a little more slumber. Oh my goodness. A little sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. So ultimately, what does this mean? I know for me, and I mentioned this before, there was a period where I was being lazy, where I was just engrossing myself into my phone and just wasting hours away looking at posts, probably trying to just disassociate myself from the burdens of actual life. But that's not going to help me, and that's not going to take me to where I need to go. These ants, they have no prince, they have no ruler, they have no king or queen. They already take initiative, they know what to do, and they get going. They start getting the job done. And it actually reminds me of something from, I think he's a motivational speaker. His name is Eric Thomas. I remember hearing a quote from him in a edit done by, forgive me if I butchered this name, but Mateus M. He makes a lot of really good like motivational videos with really dope music. But if I recall, it went something like this. You heard me telling the story about the lion and the gazelle.
You still stuck. You're a gazelle. You are a gazelle. You need something to motivate you. What happens to the gazelle when the lion ain't chasing him? What happens is nothing. He stops running. Why? Because he always needs something external to motivate him.
For a long time, I haven't been as proactive as I could be with searching for these jobs. And on the flip side, I know other people who have been so diligent with that and they still haven't gotten anything. And me looking at that, it's quite discouraging. But I'm not going to give up. And to those people too, I hope you don't give up either. But I know, at least for me, I've been rather lazy with this, and I'm seeing the fruits of that labor, or in this case, the lack thereof. And it hasn't been that great. While life has not necessarily been easier for me, I think I have a more optimistic viewpoint on where it's headed for me. And I do hold on to the fact that God has better plans in store for me. But the question is, will I submit to wherever He is trying to lead me? That is a real question here. Ultimately, what is the state of Salmonates? What is the state of my YouTube channel? What is the state of, I guess, my life? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to give up on animation. I said that before. That's still going to happen. I love animation too much to just stop it like that. I just won't make it my full-time career. So I still got past work that I need to complete. I'm actually, one of my goals for this year, not a resolution, but it's a goal, is to either completely finish or almost finish some past projects that I started. But yeah, I think at this point, with the state of my channel too, I don't think Salmonates will just be animation anymore. Though I do like the username, so I'm probably going to keep it. I don't think I'll change it. But it's not just going to be animation anymore. There'll be animation, there'll be motion graphics, there'll be video editing. And all these things I enjoy greatly. So I feel like this is only going to be just even more fun for me. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was kind of just spilling my guts and my heart out here. Yeah, be well, God bless, and until next time, I'm out.